Hello, I'm Kealey and I'm the UKIP candidate for Bristol South in the general election. We've come here today to highlight an important part of the history of Bristol South. What happened here goes a long way to explain the struggle now facing many local families. Over here is what is left of a vast cigarette factory. Those are the offices, now converted to flats. The factory here was opened in 1974 and was a cutting-edge technology. This was Europe's largest cigarette manufacturing plant, and it provided employment for thousands of people. But that all came to an end in 1990 when the factory closed. Since then, no other large employer has arrived on the scene. Thousands of families who moved to Knowle West from the city centre in the 1930s and to Hartcliffe in the 1950s and 60s suddenly lost their income. For some, an answer did come, and I've come around to this area to see the retail businesses that have arrived here since the factory closed. 6,000 people in this constituency are now employed in retail, but only 1,500 people here are employed in the higher professions, law and top management. That is roughly half the national average. The disadvantages for local people don't end there. 1/3 of local residents are economically inactive. The average weekly wage of those in employment is £20 a week less than for the southwest region. But for me, the most shocking statistic is that 8,400 adults here in this constituency have no qualification. That's no NVQ or higher qualification. That is double the national average. My message to Bristol South voters is this: I, Kealey, and my party, UKIP, have a plan to end the cycle of deprivation that has kept generations of local families down. We have a two-pronged attack. Here's the first prong: education. I've lived in and around Bristol for 30 years and I've taught in many Bristol schools. Education is an issue I feel very strongly about. To discuss education, I've moved here, just a stone's throw from Bedminster Downs School. I'm not criticising any individual teachers or any particular school, but what I am saying, bluntly, is that comprehensive education and mixed ability teaching as a national policy has trashed the life chances of 3 generations of South Bristol families. This is not an overstatement. Take a look at this chart. Produced by independent OECD, this is called Labour's education legacy. And despite high levels of spending on education in this country, it shows we are way down the table for literacy and for numeracy. Here we are at 22nd and 21st, below much poorer countries such as Estonia, Czech Republic, Slovakia and Poland. And the hard fact is, too many Bristol schools are performing less well than the national average. So do not let Labour or Conservatives kid you that they know what they're doing with education. So what will UKIP do? The answer is here. We're standing by the A38. Just a few miles down the road is independent Sidcot School. Guess what? Buses of kids pass this point every morning, taking young people from Bristol to Sidcot. But they don't stop here, do they? Bristol South kids cannot get on those buses. Those buses are packed with kids from Clifton, from Redland, from Cottam. Why should Bristol South go on, generation after generation, being denied the best schools? You might think that the established parties actually want to keep local families down. When I was at school, the government paid the bill. It was called direct grant, and that scheme was scrapped by Labour. It's my mission, when elected as MP, to get good, free access to the best education for all kids in Bristol South. We are the only party with a policy to scrap mixed ability teaching. We will make a grammar school and a good vocational school available for every child. For the first time, children from this area will be given fair chances to do well. I want to see senior judges, senior armed forces officers, top executives from this area. With UKIP, not just kids from the posh areas, but children in Bristol South here will have the chance to rise and to achieve their best. Since that tremendous day in June 2016, when the country voted to leave the EU, businesses from abroad have committed to spend no less than £15 billion of their money here in the UK. That is a massive vote of confidence in the UK as an independent nation. It means more jobs, especially for young people. As your MP, I will make sure that South Bristol gets its share of the new investment. And as Britain goes global, there are many other trading and economic opportunities to be had. This is my second prong to improve life for Bristol South residents. It's about prosperity, it's about jobs. Other parties still don't understand. They want to drag us backwards. Mrs May is a Remainer. With her as PM, we'll only come half out of the EU. Only with UKIP MPs at Westminster will British families get the full benefit of Brexit. When elected as the Bristol South MP, I will work hard for my constituents. I am asking for your vote on June the 8th.